Welcome to this video overview of Securely Classroom. Securely Classroom allows teachers to monitor and manage student devices in their classroom. Let's start by logging in. As a teacher, log in to Securely Classroom by clicking the icon in Launchpad. Let's move on to an overview of the Securely Classroom environment. The Users tab is used to view individual students' activity, like sites they visited, screenshots taken while being monitored, and chat history. The Classes tab is where you'll see all classes that were manually created or auto-rostered from Google Classroom or ClassLink. The Web Links tab is where you can compile websites that you will later want to push out to your students during a class session. We will not be covering web links in this video. The Access Plan tab is where you can set up blocking or allow plans to limit your students' access to certain websites during a class session. Before we start a class, let's look at some class settings. In the Classes tab, choose a class and click the three dots. Here you can pin a class, view class history, and create a seating chart. But we want to highlight the class settings. Some of the key settings you can change here include automatically starting the class with a default access plan, limiting students to a specific number of tabs, closing all tabs on start, and scheduling your classes to auto-start. Be sure and hit the Save button before heading back to the main screen. Now, let's move into actually starting a class. To start a class session, begin by going to the Classes menu. Here you will see all your classes listed as cards. Once you've found the class, you can start a session by clicking the Start button in the lower right corner of the card. After you click the Start button, the class session settings and student selection menus will appear. On this screen, you can confirm optional settings, similar to the class settings that we explored earlier. Before starting the class, deselect absent students. You're now ready to start your class. Simply click the Start button to begin. Now that we've started a class, let's explore how to manage a running class. Along the top, you'll see tools that allow you to interact with student screens. These include Screen Lock, which locks student screens, Site Lock, which locks student devices onto one site, Release, which releases student devices from Screen Lock or Site Lock, Push URL, which allows the teacher to send a website to student devices, Share My Screen, which shares a screen or tab with students, Announce, which sends a message to student devices, and Apply Access Plan, which allows the teacher to apply and block or allow plan to student devices. It's important to note, these features will be applied to the whole class unless specific students are selected, in which case that feature will only apply to those students. To view an individual student's screen or to otherwise interact with them, click the thumbnail of their screen. Once there, you'll find tools similar to Class View, but these only apply to this particular student. To the right, you'll see a list of web pages that this student is currently viewing. You can also click on any individual tab to reveal options to visit the site on your device and block or close it on the student device. You can also initiate a chat with the student and view their history in this section. Lastly, this section includes options to share this student's screen with the class and to save a screenshot of the student's screen. Be sure and click the X to close out of this view and return to Class View. Our final stop is Access Plans, where you can create blocking and allow plans that help give you control over what your students can and cannot do during a class session. Click the Access Plans button to view available access plans and create a new one. You can search for available plans that others in the district have created by unclicking the My Access Plans checkbox. To create a new access plan, click the Add Access Plan button. Begin by first giving your access plan a name and description. Next, select Sites. You'll then be prompted to choose a list type. Block Sites, to choose sites that you want to block on your plan, and Allow Sites, to choose sites that you want to allow as part of your plan. Select your choice and then click Next to continue. On the next screen, choose the site or sites that you want to block or allow from a list, or manually add them. Once finished, click Add. Be sure and hit the Save button to save your access plan. Now that you've created an access plan, you can now apply it to a class session. You can do this either before you begin the class by adding it in class settings, or when you hit the play button to begin a class. You can also apply an access plan to an active session by clicking the Access Plan button or drop-down menu. The last thing left to discuss is how to stop a class. You can do that simply by clicking the Stop Class button from the drop-down on the top right corner of a class session screen. That's it! You're now prepared to create, run, manage, and close a Securely Classroom class.